Hey guys, I'm Elizabeth McCravey, a website designer and business coach for entrepreneurs and your host for the Breakthrough Brand podcast, the show that's all about pulling back the curtain on how to actually build a successful business. I don't skim the surface around here. If you want a deep dive into the nitty-gritty details of what it takes to run a successful business and stand out in a crowd, you're in the right place. After creating a multiple six-figure-a-year website design business in my 20s, I'm ready to share everything I've learned and everything I'm still learning because I believe the keys to building a thriving business should never be a secret. Here you'll find episodes that are actionable, direct, and fun, like friends chatting business over coffee, and a fresh, honest take on the reality of being an entrepreneur. If you're ready to master online marketing, branding, website design, mindset, and business strategy, then this is the podcast for you. It's time to build your breakthrough brand. Let's do this. All right, guys, this is going to be a fun, short, and casual conversation about having a reel go viral. And my experience with that, what I've learned from it, the story behind it, all of that fun stuff. I'm sharing what I believed helped the video go viral, things I would do differently next time when making a reel of this type, how this has and has not helped me grow my business, because there's some elements of both of that in here. And then what my steps are right now in content creation land, like next steps. And then I'm going to share some random kind of annoying things that happen with having content go viral, like getting mean comments and stuff like that. So at the time I'm recording this video has 3.1 million plays on Instagram and tons of views, tons of shares, lots of reposts, all likes, all comments, all of it just has had a lot of growth there. I'll share more into the stats in a minute, but that's what I'm talking about here. And like I said, we're getting really casual right now and just chit-chatting about this. However, if you are like, hey, I'm interested in creating reels and want some tips and want to hear what you're learning, you're going to get a lot of random like reels tips, content creation tips, and just thoughts on like how Instagram works basically throughout this conversation. So I'm excited to chat with you. Let's dive in. All right, so that music you just heard is actually the background music on this viral reel. Thought it'd be really fun to kind of include it in the podcast, a little pump up music there. So let's talk to start. What even is this reel? So I'm going to link to it in the show notes. So maybe just click over there and go watch it. It's just 13 seconds long, but I'm going to tell you what it is. So it's a video of my son, Colin, planking. So holding like a push-up position, a plank, but not doing push-ups. And it has that fun music in the background, which I think kind of adds to the humor of it when you see the video. And then it has some text on the video screen, like on the screen, and then a funny caption with it, a very short and funny caption. And that's it. And it's just 13 seconds long. So I'm going to talk about how like all those elements played into why I think it went viral in a minute. But like I said, I'm linking to it in the show notes. So click over and watch it real fast. And to tell you a little bit more about it, so I snapped this video of Colin while just standing in our kitchen with him in our very messy living room at the time, which you will see in the reel. And he had been doing this planking thing for a few days as he's like working on crawling. So like sometimes he'd plank, sometimes he'd be doing like a downward dog, doing some like actual what appear to be like very much like cute little baby push-ups, kind of like an offbeat crawl. Like he's really close to crawling, but isn't quite yet. So he does this planking thing, kind of preparing for crawling, which is so cute and fun. And I had not gotten it on video yet. And then I just finally did that day. And at first, after I recorded it, I texted it to basically all of my family members. And I was like, look how cute and strong Colin is. This is so funny. They all loved it. And then I put it on my Instagram stories. So that means, and here's a little interesting Reels thing as we think about this and Reels going viral, but me posting it to stories meant that you guys who follow me saw it, right? But then when I posted it to Reels later, it was people who don't follow me that saw it. It really is just like two different audiences. So like our stories, I think should be primarily thought of as content for our audience. And then Reels can be more like for our audience, but also for gaining a new audience. So I posted to my stories though, and you guys loved it. I got a lot of sweet messages about that. And then a few of you messaged messaged me saying, "Oh, this is so cute. You should make it into a reel." And specifically, I want to give a shout out to Brielle Dene Photography. I'm not sure if she listens to my podcast or not, but she's actually the person that made me decide to make it into a reel because she messaged me. She said, "Potential viral reel. He's so cute." And then I wrote her back that night and I was like, "Oh, I do need to make it into a reel. You're giving me ideas. I might do that tomorrow." And then I did, and I wrote her back again, thanking her for telling me to share it. Because I literally, for whatever reason, just had not thought about that. Because for me, as a business owner who is like selling website templates and courses and things of that nature, I did not think of like a baby video as something I should be making into a reel, which again, I'm going to talk about. Like, I feel like it actually should be something I'm making into a reel, because why limit our type of content? And that type of content actually does really well on reels. But anyway, I was happy she like told me that to share it, because I hadn't really completely thought about it. And then she did tell me she's also a social media manager in addition to a photographer. So she was like, "It's my job." So that's why she thought of it. So shout out to you for that. Thank you, Brielle. So after I posted it, it's kind of crazy because it picked up pretty quickly considering, but then like the exponential growth got bigger after it hit like 1 million, which makes sense because that's like the nature of viral content, right? So I posted on April 5th. I'm currently recording this on April 25th, so 20 days later. And like I said, it's a little over 3 million views right now, but it went from 1 to 2 million and then 2 to 3 million in like days, like a few days in getting that, like hitting those next million. But then getting it to the first 1 million took longer. But like I said, once I hit 1 million, the growth was faster. The sharing was faster. The comments were more and more. The follows were more and more. And it's been shared over 120,000 times now. And that's just the shares that are like public on Instagram to stories and DMs to people and that sort of thing. So not even including all the people who have like saved it and then reposted it to their own Instagram account. So that's a little bit about the story. And it's funny, a few of you, as I've shared on Instagram, like, "Hey, this is so weird, this video going viral. It's been so fascinating to watch." A few of you have messaged me saying it's always our kids, not our business content that gets so popular. And that feels hilariously true with this. And I know it's possible, very possible. I've seen people do it for like business content to go viral as a reel or on something like TikTok. But in reality, reels are entertainment forward first. So it makes sense that something that's simply entertaining, that a lot of people are going to be able to relate to or enjoy watching, is going to do better, quote unquote, and get bigger than like a reel where you're sharing your business tips. And that's not a bad thing. That doesn't mean stop doing the business tips reel. I'm certainly not going to. But it is like this type of content. So cute video of your kids, like some of you have said, is the type of thing that might naturally do better on Reels and TikTok. Okay, so now you know what the reel is. Talked about that. Now let's talk about things I think helped it go viral. And again, I don't think I said this already, but if you guys follow me, you might know this. When Reels first came out, I kind of got into it and made quite a few. And those, even looking back, are so different than Reels are now because they've changed all the settings and what you can do with it. So even just from like, I guess that was maybe 2 years ago, a year and a half ago that Reels first started. Like, it's changed so much. But I got kind of into Reels at first and then kind of stopped making them basically, except for every now and then. And I like that I chose to do that. I'm all about putting our energy in our business and our work hours towards what we want to work on and not feeling the pressure of like, everyone's saying you have to do Reels. Everyone says you have to do TikTok or Clubhouse, which by the way, no one uses anymore. But there's all these things that get really trendy and we can feel like, oh, we have to go to that platform because this person I listen to and trust says like that's the thing to do. And I try to put on blinders for a lot of that type of messaging as much as I can and just do what I feel excited about, what I have the time for, and what I think should be a focus in my business in that particular season. And so for a really long time, I felt like Reels was not that. Like I didn't really want to make Reels. I didn't find it fun. I found it kind of draining. And literally right before this video going viral, I had kind of started making some more business Reels, and some of which I haven't even posted yet, but I had like pre-made before that reel was posted. And I'm kind of feeling like I do want to start putting some effort and energy back into Reels, but this has not been something I've been like doing consistently. And then all of a sudden had one of them like take off. It was like I hadn't been doing this consistently and then had one of them take off. So back on the viral reel though, I do not think we should be making every piece of content hoping it'll go viral. That actually, in most cases, for most of you listening, again, if your business is a little different, but for most of you listening, having tons and tons of viral random content, especially if it's just a photo of your baby when you sell website templates like myself, that's not necessarily going to help your business grow. But I do think it's helpful to think about what makes some content do really well as widespread content like this video. Most of the reels though I post, I'm not trying to get tons and tons of people to see it and share it necessarily. Like things that are business tips in particular, which is what I've been sharing lately and what I kind of decided like, okay, I could get excited about doing little short form business tips basically. So that's what I'm trying to share more of. But when I'm posting those, I'm hoping to give some wins to hopefully a new person who finds the reel and then encourage them to follow me for similar content. And then from there, hopefully get them to learn about things like this podcast, my templates, my courses, and things like that, and then explore other things. But I'm hoping to give them a win through a business tip. And that doesn't mean I don't need that to go viral for that to happen, right? So it doesn't all have to be about that. But I do like thinking about like, okay, what made this video do so well? So besides it being cute, because I do think it's quite a cute baby video, here's the things I think help to go viral. So first of all, it's short. It's just 13 seconds. I think we all know that generally speaking, like the reels that feel the most shareable are the ones that will, like, for example, fit onto an Instagram story, 15-second thread there so that it like feels easy to share for people to watch the whole thing in that sense and not have to like click away from a story. And just shorter form content, I think, just does better, especially for this type of video. So it's short. I think that helped. It's also well lit, like the lighting's good, but it's not like professional. It's not overdone. It's still very natural and real. I literally just filmed it in our super messy living room while standing in the kitchen, trying to not make a noise. So Colin did not notice me filming him because then he would like stop doing it. And it was actually filmed on my old iPhone. I got a new iPhone like a week later that works so much better, but it was filmed on my old iPhone 8, which was like barely working. So it's not like super high quality or anything, which again, I think sometimes that kind of content performs better because we want what's real for reels. But really we want what's real. So I think that's something that helped. Another big one is that it's not quote unquote personal content. So it's not something that only people who know Colin, only people who know me could enjoy. So like the text on the video is not saying, look how cute my son Colin is planking. He's working on crawling soon. He's, 7 months and he's going to try to crawl. Like it wasn't saying anything like that. It was actually something not true that I put as the text on the video, but meant to be funny. And that was when your 7-month-old can hold a plank longer than you. So that's the text I put on it, just meant to be funny. And I wasn't using his name. I wasn't using my name. I wasn't really using any personal information, just sharing when your 7-month-old can hold a plank longer than you. So it's just meant to be cute and fun. And again, something a lot of people can appreciate because of how like it wasn't made super personal. So like I have done other cute reels of Colin that I think are really cute, but that are not funny and are honestly a lot longer and that are sentimental and sweet. And those perform differently on Instagram because they're going to be more interesting to people like myself and Colin's family members and friends than like a random person who just finds my profile through like the Explore feed, So I think that's a really big one here. Another thing I think helped it is that the caption combined with the text on the video. So like I said, I typed onto the video when your 7-month-old can hold a plank longer than you. And then the caption says, getting ready for summer, like ... So I actually pulled in 2 jokes. And then you could kind of like, as you share it, like laugh at either of them, you could say. We actually see that done often with memes. If you're really into memes like myself, I love a good meme. I love following so many different meme accounts on Instagram that are mostly all just like pulled from Twitter, which I don't use, but I love meme accounts. And usually like the meme itself is a joke, but then there will typically be a second joke in the caption that like makes you like laugh again, basically after you read the meme. I think that's how this was. So I think that helped again, pull it in, make it even more shareable. And then last thing I think made it go viral, possibly, I don't know, but it's cute and it's funny, it's shareable, and a lot of different jokes and comments can be made with it. And again, I think that's a key to viral content, it being shareable and relatable to someone. but people were resharing it saying things like, this baby's more fit than me. Haha, that's so funny. This will be my baby because I'm a personal trainer, I'm a yoga instructor, or I teach PE, or people who are really into fitness, or a lot of fitness accounts sharing it, saying things like me as a baby. And then there are people saying, so cute and inspiring, me working on my summer body. Like there's a lot of funny things you can say about it and a lot of different like angles to take with it. And I think that helps it, again, be super, super shareable. So that's my thoughts on that part. Now I want to talk about some things I would be doing different next time. So I did not know that this video go viral, although I did kind of think like, okay, this is probably going to get a lot of shares. And that makes me feel like I totally should have thought to do this, but I did not, because I honestly posted it all really quickly and didn't put a ton of thought into it. So what I wish I would have done, I wish I would have put my handle as text on the video. So just kind of like far into the corner or something, just put at Elizabeth McCravey on it so that people couldn't steal it. So it's been reshared a ton of times. And when I say reshared, I don't just mean to stories. I mean like people downloading the video and then re-uploading it to their page as a reel or even as a video in general. There's been a ton of that happening, and by a lot of big accounts, some that have over 1 million followers. And I shouldn't say most actually, I'm seeing a lot of people credit me because I keep getting notified that I'm tagged in the caption on all these different reels, and I'm clicking over and saying, okay, this is some baby account that has over 1 million followers, or this person has 20,000, those sorts of things. But then I also have seen it being shared by people who aren't tagging me or crediting me. And I'm sure there's even more than that I'm just not seeing. So by putting your handle on it, you kind of, if someone's going to do that and like steal your content, at least it still says your name on it. So if people wanted to go find the original source, they could. So I wish I had done that basically, because I think that could have helped people come back to my account more from these accounts that are not crediting me when they share it. And so people couldn't so easily steal the content, because I literally had someone send me it just yesterday, and it was like someone was like pretending like it was their video. So it's just like, that's just, what happens. If I put my handle on it, that would have helped. So that's something, a little thought, if you're sharing something that you are thinking is going to be shared more widespread, something to think about is like putting your handle on it so that you are being credited for it no matter what. So that's the biggest thing I would do differently, and something that I will continue to do that I think is really important when it comes to sharing content of Colin. Other content doesn't really matter, but photos, videos of him, I want to really always consider, how would Colin feel about seeing this video being shared online as he gets older? And then also, do I want that like content of him out and about online being able to be shared by tons of people? So always considering that. And so like I said, that's something I just want to keep in the back of my mind, but that is something I did with this video. I truly thought like, okay, even if it wasn't shared much, it's going to be shared. It's going to be seen some. Do I like that? Would Colin be okay with me sharing this if he was able to like know what was happening here? So I'm really always cautious about what I share about him. And I actually share like maybe 1% of the total photos and videos I make of him, because I'm always taking photos and videos. But I always try to put things through the lens of like, would Colin like that this is being shared when he's older? Because children can't consent to being put on social media, especially a baby. And so I always have had a ton of respect for parents who have just decided like, hey, I'm not posting my children online. And I actually did consider that before Colin was born. Like I thought truly like, okay, do I want to share photos with him? And then ultimately what I decided is that while he's a baby, if I want to share a photo, I'm going to, but I'm just always going to be like reevaluating that decision as he gets older, and then making sure the content I'm sharing is something that is respectful towards Colin, and also something that he would be like proud of or happy about as he gets older. So I look at this video though, and I think Colin would like it and think it's funny and it's not embarrassing. It's really cute. And the majority of the comments on it are just like, that's impressive and that's fun. And so I think as he gets older, he would probably like think it's cool. And now me and Adam have joked about this, thinking it's kind of funny that now Colin has a fun fact for life if he wants it, because he can tell people that a video of him working out when he was a baby went viral on Instagram, on that app our parents used to use called Instagram, is literally what it'd be, probably, because Instagram probably won't be around by then. But he can say that, right? That he had a video go viral, which is kind of fun. So I think he would be happy about it. But I want to always be like considering that. And I think that's a good thing to remember when we're sharing content of our children or of other people, to put it through that lens. Interrupting this episode with a suggestion for the small business owners listening. Ever wonder what you should do for healthcare when you and your spouse are both self-employed, so there's no work-provided health insurance to participate in? Well, when my husband Adam joined me in the entrepreneurial job space over 4 years ago, we joined Christian Healthcare Ministries instead of getting traditional health insurance. And it was the best decision for us, especially in these years of growing and raising a family while also running multiple businesses. CHM is a health cost-sharing ministry and is a faith-based alternative to health insurance. We did tons of research before choosing CHM, and if you know me and Adam, you know we are all about doing the math when making big or small financial decisions. And even though it's not insurance, CHM shares 100% of eligible medical bills, which is more than the typical 70 or 80% of medical bills paid for by insurance companies. All sharing is determined by the CHM guidelines, which you can check out before and after joining. And for the mamas and mamas-to-be listening, you truly cannot find a better healthcare option for maternity care. I had a vaginal delivery and a C-section and birth center care and hospital care between my 2 pregnancies and births, and it was all 100% shared for. And outside of birth, we've had our share of emergency room visits and procedures as a family, and those costs were all shared by members at Christian Healthcare Ministries, leaving us only paying our monthly contribution. CHM is less expensive month to month than insurance, and because there's no network, you can choose your care with whichever providers best fit your family. I seriously just cannot recommend Christian Healthcare Ministries enough. You've got to check them out. Go to elizabethmccravey.com/CHM for more information. Also putting that link in the show notes, elizabethmccravey.com/CHM. Now back to the episode. Now I want to share 3 particular things that have happened since posting this reel 20 days ago. So first one, getting lots of followers from this, which I wasn't sure if that would happen because people who watch this video probably click over to my account and are a bit like, yeah, this isn't like a baby meme account. It's honestly not even that many baby photos. But there's a lot of followers coming from this, and they are not followers who are wanting website templates or coaching from me and courses and that sort of thing, right? They're probably people who want more baby videos. And so some people might say, that's bad. You don't want followers who are not here for what you're selling. You hear about people clearing out their lists and things like that. And for this on Instagram in particular, I actually don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's awesome. These are real people. They're not bot accounts. They're people who are engaging on the Instagram app. And literally engaging enough to watch a video, comment on it, and then decide to follow that person who posted it. So I think it's awesome. I'm excited about it. And I don't think everyone who follows you needs to be a potential customer. And since I am someone who is a mom and does share some baby content, I'm an affiliate for a lot of baby products. And then I do stuff through rewards style. So getting affiliate commission that way, like there's a lot of ways like that type of stuff can tie in. So I think that's cool. It's been cool watching my follower growth like happen very quickly compared to what it is just on a typical week since this reel has happened. Something else has happened and that I was not that prepared for and not very happy about, to be honest, is mean comments or just rude comments, critical, over-inserted opinions, that sort of stuff. And it's so interesting how these types of comments affect us. That's been something else I've observed through this experience. But most people commenting or sharing it or DMing me about it or saying like, this is so cute. It's so funny. It's so inspiring. My baby does that too. My grandson does that. You know, this is hilarious. They're tagging friends, that sort of thing. And there's a lot of comments and most of them are really, really kind. But the mean ones, I've deleted most of them and even blocked some people. But the mean ones, they were really frustrating. And those are the ones that stick with you, which is so annoying that that's how it can feel. Like you get one mean comment, which is more than one, but like in comparison to how many positive, and that's the like thing that sticks out in your mind. At least that's what's happened for me. But those are frustrating. And I know that's part of sharing things online. Like you're bringing it on yourself to share something like that. And you're bringing on the possibility of people inserting their opinions and whatever. And I totally get that. But it was still just shocking to me, like some of the stuff people were saying when it's a video of a baby. I'm like, okay, can you not say that? So it reminded me of how mean people can be when they're behind a screen and when they don't know you. And my initial response, and I told Adam this one night after I got a comment, I was just so annoyed by it. I was like, I do not have thick enough skin for this many people to be seeing my content. And the truth is, it's been a good learning experience for me, because I actually do want to have thick enough skin for a lot of people to see my content. I want to be able to take criticism well. I want to be able to let someone feel an opinion and say, hey, that's fine. There are other people over here who don't feel that way, and kind of more so brushing it off and not letting what people say define me and all of that kind of stuff. But typically I've been really blessed in my business to not have many mean things sent to me or said to me. So that was felt different, and then also felt worse again because it's a video of my baby. And again, I know you bring it on yourself and you're sharing all that, so I'm not trying to throw a pity party. It was more just interesting to observe. And like I said, generally people are nice, and most of these comments were nice, but the mean ones are the ones that stick with you. And if you're curious what I mean, if you're thinking, wait, what kind of mean comments would they be? A few of them that were particularly annoying to me were people criticizing my fitness level because of the joke about a baby holding a plank longer than me. Like I said, the text on it said, when your 7-month-old can hold a plank longer than you, which was just trying to be funny. But then I had some people saying things like, it's so sad that this parent is embarrassed by her baby, and that her baby has done better than her, and her baby's stronger than her. How sad, how sad that you're not strong enough. And just stuff like that. I'm wait, can you not take a joke? I was kidding. And even if I wasn't, that's still rude. And then I had the ones that were the ones I truly deleted and blocked, were people trying to make sexual jokes out of the planking, which I'm not going to share what was said. And I deleted those comments. But again, that was just why are you saying this about a baby? And it was mostly annoying to my mama heart more than anything. And then the ones that were another, just more unnecessary, were people telling me something was wrong with my baby. Why is your baby doing a plank? That's not okay. That's not safe. You really should get this looked into. You need to talk to your pediatrician. And I even had some people private message me to tell me about a condition it could be if he's doing this too much. And I think sometimes people are doing that out of kindness, but other times it's just overstepping. And I didn't really want the advice. So that was that. And a lot of it, again, was just rude and unnecessary. And it is interesting to observe that when it's people who don't know you, who aren't part of your community like you guys are, but just seeing a standalone video, the kind of things people will feel the need to share or feel okay saying and commenting. And I'm growing in this. I've actually felt better as time has gone on, but there were a few times early on where I was why are people being mean? And I say early on, it's only been 20 days, but you know what I mean? I've started to feel better about it, but that was just an interesting thing to observe, because like I said, I don't normally get a lot of negative feedback on stuff. Okay, so that was the second kind of random thing that happened. Third thing, I already kind of talked about this, but lots of people asking me if they can repost it and credit me. So getting messages saying, hi, we are a baby video account. Can we reshare this and tag you? And they're asking permission, which is awesome. And then a lot of people doing that, crediting me and not asking permission, which is fine. I'm personally fine with that. I don't think it's a big deal. But then people reposting it as if it was their video. That has been a little frustrating. No credit, just saying it's theirs. And that's why I would like to put my handle on the video so that people cannot just straight up steal it. So again, future referencing for myself, I'm going to do that next time. And like I said, this video has probably been shared more than 10 million times, I would say, because of all the different places it's been shared by, all the people reposting it as their own content. Even the ones that are tagging me, it's just a lot more wide reaching because of that. Okay, now to close this little conversation up, some next steps, kind of what I'm thinking, what I'm doing after this. So one thing that's really interesting, and as I explore this and learn more, I might do a podcast episode about it or get someone who actually knows a lot more about this to come on and talk about it. But I got invited to Instagram's monetization program, which this was just a few days ago from the time I'm recording this that happened. So I actually don't know a ton about it. And I probably could benefit from doing some research, but it's basically where Instagram says we will pay you to make video content. And I can't be paid for that video, and it's paid by views. So I can't be paid for that video because it has to be a video from since you've signed up for the program. So I opened Instagram app and it said Instagram's inviting you to this, and I had to fill out all this stuff, agree to some things, enter my bank account info to get paid out for payments. and agree to some stuff. And then whenever I make a reel, I can like apply that program to the reel. But it again has to be a reel that's posted since I got into the program, and you have to do it within 24 hours of the reel being posted. I'm understanding that all correctly. And again, I don't know a ton about the program. I need to read about it. That's why I say I could do a whole nother episode about that at some point. But I'm really curious to kind of see what happens there. And something I'm planning to do probably this week at the time of recording this is actually reposting that same reel with different text on it. So not putting when your baby can hold a plank longer than you, but putting something else funny. Again, there's so many different funny things you can say with that video. And a lot of different ones I thought about. So something different on it. And then I'm going to connect it to the program and see what happens. So with different text on the screen with my handle in the corner and then connect to that program. I'm probably going to do the same music just because I think that music is really cute, but I might even try it with different music. So that's something I'm curious to kind of see. And like I said, right before posting that video, I had started making some more businessy reels again, and I want to continue to do so. Again, I'm like, curious about reels through this experience, whereas before I kind of been like less into that, not really wanting to put my focus on that, but I am feeling more intrigued by it. So with that, I'm going to be making more reels, probably more business reels, less baby reels, but I am going to like consider some more baby type content too, because Colin is literally hilarious. He does a lot of cute stuff. And it's funny, I actually a minute ago had to pause recording because he woke up from his nap. So now he is sitting with me in my office, smiling so sweet while I finish up this episode. So that is mom life. But like I said, I think I could do some more reels of both Colin content, business content, and other lifestyle stuff as well. But I'm excited to maybe put a bit more time and energy towards reels. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed these random little insights I've had. I also hope you've enjoyed the video of Colin planking. I think it's really cute, and it makes me happy that it like makes people laugh and smile because that's so fun. Okay, last thing, as you're listening to this, so not as I'm recording, but as you're listening to it, I'm actually in Phoenix, Arizona on a trip with Show It. They're doing this cool new thing this year called, I guess they're calling it designer retreats, but it's retreats in small groups for their design partners. And so I'm on the first week of May. So come follow along on Instagram. I'll probably share a little bit, not too much, because I've talked to a few friends who were on the first designer retreat, and I have heard that it is very retreaty. So truly like kind of putting our phones away and all that, but I will share some of it. And it's my first trip away from Colin. I've been away from him to do like, a few hours every now and then. But generally speaking, I've been home working from home or with him like since he's been born, which is crazy. So this will be my first time doing like an overnight trip, and even more than an overnight trip. It's 5 nights plus a plane flight. A lot of time away. So I'm feeling kind of anxious about it, of leaving him, but also really excited to like connect with the Show It team and the other design partners. We're actually getting to start at Show It's headquarters and then going to like a place in a different part of Arizona. I'm honestly not even sure where, to like kind of hang out and do some other stuff together the rest of that time. So follow along with me on Instagram, see what's happening there. I'm at Elizabeth McCravey. And if you're listening to this live and any of you moms have some tips for leaving your baby the first time, pumping on the go without your baby, anything, I would love your tips. So yeah, come connect on Instagram though. And again, hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll be back next time with some other probably completely different, but hopefully just as fun business tips for you. All right, I'll talk to you then. Bye. Hey, thanks for listening to the podcast and all the way until the end. I appreciate you being here. And hey, if you enjoyed this episode, then I want to encourage you to check out my website where you'll find tons of resources to help you grow a profitable and sustainable business. Over on ElizabethMcCravey.com, you'll find free workbooks to help you figure out things like the best headline for your sales page. There's a freebie with my favorite journal prompts to start your day with, a guide on website essentials for all you coaches, and so much more. And you'll find my top business tools. Yes, I literally list out all the major ones for you on my website, and there are tons of special discounts and offers for you guys to snag as you try these products and services. You'll also find the main ways to work with me. First, through my Show It website template shop that helps you DIY your way to a strategic website for your business. These website templates are easy to use, they're gorgeously designed, and they have all the strategy I'm teaching on this podcast just woven into them, and I have a feeling you'll really love them. You'll also find my course and coaching program for designers, Booked Out Designer. In this program, I teach you everything I did to build an in-demand design business so that you can create a thriving business for yourself as a brand or website designer. So if all of that interests you, go to elizabethmccravy.com. To access those tools and free downloads, head to the tools page at elizabethmccravy.com/tools. And to see the different ways to work with me, simply click over to the Ways to Work Together page. I hope you have so much fun exploring everything over there. And don't forget that you can subscribe to this podcast on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening so that you never miss an episode. And leaving a rating and review for the show, sharing it with a friend, sharing it on social media are all great ways for you to support this podcast. Thanks so much, and I'll see you again next week.